allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Persing?
Here.
Kramer?
Here.
Reichner?
Yes.
Henry?
Here.
Eister?
The motion to approve the fire department, police department, treasurer, engineer, code office, public works, police pension board, and the planning commission minutes. The motion and a second.
Kramer?
Yes.
Reichner?
Yes.
Henry?
Yes.
Eister?
Yes.
Persing?
Yes. Where's the chief? No, just walk. Okay. Any audience comment on any agenda items at this time? Yeah, just hold off on the officer for a second. How about Stan and Pat here?
Yep.
Gentlemen, you want to come up front? Don't want to throw anything at you?
Is that us? Yeah. I'll be first.
That's you.
Up front there.
Up front.
This is up front.
Up front. Appreciate it. Look at these lovely faces out there. Everybody's here.
Oh, that's an ugly one right there.
So as everybody knows, we're giving out what the city of Sunbury calls its caring award. Its caring award is for people that, as it says, its mission is for people that care about city of Sunbury, do various things, whatever it may be. So we have you here today because of you two and the foundation, and your foundation, because your mother was a driving force behind a lot of things.
She's a driving force.
And I don't have a lot of stuff here, but we do truly care what you've done. And this is one of the situations I've said before, that there are a ton of things that have happened because of the Cycle Foundation and these two people and Rachel that you'll never even know about, but that's what the way they want it, and that's the way it gets done. But again, I'll say it you're going to hear it every month. The city of Sunbury, a community our size, could not exist, could not maintain and give the quality of life that we give our people in the city of Sunbury without people like this. That's how important that is. So you know, you'll hear more and more as we go throughout the course of the year, but we're trying to get to the people that have made a difference. And I know you need another trophy, like you need a hole in a hand or anything else, and I know. But I just want to mention a few things that it's clearly for the love of the community and the good deeds behind the closed doors, things that may or may not happen. But if you're not aware of Stan's train station, which is over here in 2nd Street, is actually the second commercial property that Edison had his 3-wire lighting system in. So a lot of people don't know that. When you talk about the Hotel Edison, he went over a couple blocks and did the same thing on 2nd Street.
One day later, the lights were.
That what it was, one day? Okay. Again, active in the community down the road, always involved for the kids, a lot of stuff for the rink and the pool, YMCA, very active in the Red Cross. For you people that go to Kyfan's Gardens, if you don't go to Kyfan's Gardens, come springtime, get yourself down there because it's an amazing place. And again, that was one of Rachel's driving forces from the beginning, and she was very, very involved in that, and as well as the foundation. And again, it's one of those things other communities don't have. When people talk about things that Sunbury has that you don't have, and when they want to compare Lewisburg or Seals, whatever it is, that's one of the things I always bring up because nobody else has anything like it. Also, the Geisinger Child Advocacy Center on Chestnut Street, another thing I wanted to mention. So there's a ton of stuff in town. There's a ton of things in our community that you guys have made a difference. And I just want to take this time, and I know it's not a lot, but take this time to thank you very much for everything you've done. And recognize in front of in front of our family here that comes to the meetings all the time, what's going on in the city, and while, you know, again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You'll have a place to put that. Look this way, here, look at Dale, get your picture taken.
I smile and say shit. That makes everybody laugh, doesn't it?
No, there's something behind you.
Oh. Did smile and say sex this time. Don't put that in the
Chief, and right now we'll call Mr. Malukas. So you want to come up forward? No problem. Appreciate everything. All right. Nobody will throw anything at you. That's how we do this. It's pretty easy. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Kevin Malukas,
I, Kevin Lucas,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge
and that I will discharge
the duties of my office with fidelity.
the duties of my office with fidelity.
Thank you very much. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard.
Congratulations, everybody. This is our newest addition to the police department. Kevin Malukas, we're looking forward to having him aboard as we usher in a new chapter here in the Sunbury Police Department. I have no doubt he'll do a good job for us here, and we're looking forward to getting him trained up and unleashing him out there to do his job. So, congratulations.
Thank you. I should announce officially that at the last meeting or 2 meetings ago, we actually hired 2 officers. The second officer that we were going to hire has decided he wants to work part-time, and he's up in Danville working part-time, or not Danville, I guess Bucknell. So the officer's name that we brought up will not be a full-time officer, and we're working on a new list, and when we get more, we'll let you know. But right now, we're only hiring Kevin. There is no redevelopment authority report. Is anybody here from SRI? Yes, young lady.
2 things. The SPAR committee is looking for flower basket sponsors, if anybody wants to sponsor that. And this year, the River Festival will go on. It's going to go on from Front and Market to 4th, and that's where we're going to hold it. We cannot open, will not close Front Street this year for us. So Front Street will be open, Chestnut Street, 4th Street, Arch Street. It's kind of got to go in a circle. We're going to branch out on the side streets for the car show as far as we know. We might be looking at putting the car show on the riverfront. We're not quite sure what's going to happen with that. That's the only thing we're going to use. Our boat parade is canceled because they're putting the docks down, taking all the docks down and letting the river out. That's the last day of the River Festival after the after hours, so we're not doing our boat parade. But we're still doing the cardboard regatta, Mike, so we'll still be right in that. We're still going to do that. It's the only way this year that we can do it. PennDOT has not told us that they are not ever going to let us shut down Front Street again. That it's going to be on Market Street this year, next year, because of the Nori project. And that's a big deal. So, but it's still going to go on, so we'll have just maybe a little bit smaller. But it'll be good.
Lori,
Yeah.
how much in the baskets? Is there a price in that?
I think they're $100, $150, somewhere in there to do them. I don't have the exact price, but I think it's somewhere in that range. So, yeah,
Thank you.
we're going to do that. So that's about it, unless anybody wants to volunteer their time. We have a new lady that's running, Diane Williams. She's running our Wine and Brew Festival this year. She works for the railroad, and she's taking on the Wine and Brew Festival. So that should be bigger and better this year, too. She's got a lot of different ideas. So,
The door's always open on your building for people who want to volunteer to do anything.
everybody, anybody needs any help, we can use some volunteers.
If you don't know what to do, I'm sure they'll point you in the direction.
Oh, we can always do that. So, all right, thanks.
Thank you very much. Second reading, Rick, I'll turn these next 2 or 3 over to you.
Mike, you want to go ahead with the second read on 175-46?
Yes. For the second reading of City Ordinance, subsection 17546, off-street parking and loading spaces for central business. We're removing residential and we're adding bed and breakfast as follows. Off-street parking facilities are required for hotels, bed and breakfast, and similar lodging uses according to the revisions of Article 14. However, there are no off-street parking requirements for the other uses permitted in this district.
I'd like to make a motion. I second
Reichner,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Eister, Persing,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes. 175.90, please.
175.90. If I may, before I speak, I want to make it clear, this is just for central business. At our first reading, after that, we had an article printed in the paper that really caused a lot of stress and anger for this, because the way it was written was very clear. So I just want to stress before we get into this is for central business only. We are amending 175, subsection 179, 175.90 rental property permits. We're amending B, the fast track approval as follows. 1E, there must be 1.5 non-public parking spaces available for each rental unit to receive a fast track approval. This provision shall not apply to rental applications for properties located within the central business district.
Make a motion.
Need a second?
Second.
Henry,
Yes.
Eister,
Yes.
Persing,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes.
Reichner,
Yes.
Next one is Department Article 35-2, Police Department, and that is positions within the force. This language being changed to go through recent contract arbitration award, and it shall read as follows. The Council of the City of Sunbury shall have the authority to designate and fill such positions within the police force as it may deem advisable from time to time in the following ranks: Chief, Captain, Sergeant, Corporal, and the remaining members to be patrolmen after serving as probationary officers. Any position above Sergeant shall be considered to be a management employee outside of the bargaining unit. I make that in form of a motion. I need a second.
Second.
Eister,
Yes.
Persing,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes.
Reichner,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Under new business, before we get into Dale, hold on a second, I want to add, the chief has handed me we want to add somebody to our list of part-timers. What we're asking tonight is, and again, this is based on the chief's review, let me see, his name is Kiefer Bathgate, he's 26 years old, currently a correctional officer at the State Correction Institute in Benner Township. He also currently works as a part-time police officer for Lamar Township in Clinton County, and previously served with the Pennsylvania National Guard. So I would like to get on, we want to put him on our list of part-timers that could become available in the future, and that is Mr. Kiefer Bathgate. I make that a motion. I need a second.
Second.
Persing,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes.
Reichner,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Eister,
Thank you. Dale, PennDOT road closure approval.
Yeah, well, the next non-road PennDOT disclosure, scratch that one, that was my fault, I asked her to put it on there, it doesn't actually be it. The second one is a PennDOT road closure. May 6th is for the prom, so I'd like to make that in form of a motion.
Need a second? Second.
Kramer,
Yes.
Reichner,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Eister,
Yes.
Persing,
Yes. Engineering invoice, Jim.
For two invoices totaling $4,690.95 for Phase 2 of Chestnut Street. They're from CES, and the project, I talked to Lou today, as men were in town doing some survey work, and we're hoping to take them off for bids in around April, May, something like that. We were having a meeting the other day. So Phase 1 of Phase 2 will be starting here this spring. It won't be totally finished, we'll be finishing up in the spring of 18 for the paving, but the bulk of the work will be done this year. Need a second to approve that payment. Thank you.
Reichner,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Eister,
Yes.
Persing,
Yes.
Kramer.
Yes.
Gun show, Jim.
Yes, I'd like the approval for Attorney Weist, Joel, to take and get the proper permitting together on September the 2nd and 3rd, which is Memorial Day is the, Labor Day, excuse me, wrong month, which will be Monday. That weekend, we're gonna have a gun show in the ice skating rink before we make ice. It's a fundraiser. We're partnering up with youth football, and we'll have a gun show there that weekend. I just need approval for them to get the proper permitting together. For a motion,
I'll
yes.
second it.
We never had a gun show before, did we?
First time.
All right, I guess I'll stay in touch with the chief. I don't know if there's anything special that has to be done for that chief. You'll let us know. Gun show every day.
Yeah, Joel already contacted the, help me out, chief, the firearms,
ATF?
ATF, thank you. I was blank. He contacted the authorities and they gave him a list of things he has to do. So it's not that intense, actually.
No, I think just, make sure you apply for your permits and, local permits and things like that.
Right, he's gonna take care of that, so. We have plenty of time to go over everything, but if you think of anything, let us know. If you don't miss anything for the deadline. But he's been in contact with numerous other locations that have the gun shows, and they've been talking. He's a big gun collector, so he's been to a lot of shows. Matter of fact, we're going to Muncie on the 11th of March, the gun show up there.
Yeah,
Check it out.
Pennsdale, they have one.
Pennsdale, yeah, that's where we're going.
Do I have a second?
Henry.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
Persing.
Yes.
Kramer.
Yes.
Reichner.
Yes.
Harbor approval, Rick.
Mike, this is on the H2 church, right? Am I asking?
No, this is on the refuge that was heavily damaged by a
Okay.
vehicle that
right.
lost control, ran into the building.
All right.
They did come before the hard board on February 7th to discuss their plans for the renovation of the front facade. And they proposed, currently the door is centered in the building. They'd like to shift that all the way to the west side of the building, which is the riverside, and recess it. And install vinyl siding and double hung windows that matches the second floor. That was all approved through the hard board with the recommendation from the hard board that concrete or brick steps be placed at the door, the recessed door when they move it, and that a metal or wrought iron handrail be used in that location for the assistants to get in, which is all required, of course, by code.
Yeah, I make the motion.
Second.
Ister.
Yes.
Persing.
Yes.
Kramer.
Yes.
Reichner.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Beth, approval to pay invoices.
We have invoices for the general fund of $69,228.34, and from liquid fuel, $1,135.20. I'd like to make a motion that we pay these bills.
Persing.
Yes.
Kramer.
Yes.
Reichner.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Ister.
Tax exoneration, Beth.
We have a pretty long list this week because I think we didn't get them last month, but there's, the bills go back to 2009, and they're not collectible, and there's a lot of duplicate bills on here. So, I'd like to make a motion that we exonerate these people as recommended.
Kramer.
Yes.
Reichner.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
Persing.
Yes. Any discussion? Public discussion?
I have one question. Going back to the Chestnut Street project, is that going to go all the way out to 10th Street now?
Yes.
So that's the second phase?
Yes, from 3rd to 10th. And that's all the infrastructure, all the stormwater management's gonna be tied together. Dale, we're running up to north of 4th Street and south of 4th Street, catching that water there, there's catch basins, rebuilding that. And also, gas company will be in, we'll have a public meeting coming up here within the next month or so. And they'll redo the sewer lines, all water valves in the intersection of 4th and Chestnut needs redone. And then the whole street will be totally rebuilt. All the old stone brick that's in there, like it was in phase 1, that will be all removed, repacked and built.
Good.
Okay.
Because I know what they did from Front Street out is nice.
Yeah, it should last for many, many years without any issues.
Any other discussion? I wanted to make a note on, there was some, I believe you brought up about some tax credits for the firefighters, and that's in the hands of the fire department. And supposedly Russ is trying to get back to us with a number of people that actually are certified in that, what was it, T29D or something like that. So anyway, when we get that back, we'll report that to you, how that is. The other thing I wanted to mention was, you're gonna hear more and more this year about partnerships, because we have quite a few things going on in the city of Sunbury right now, and that's what we're looking for is partners. You know, we constantly hear about the jail on 2nd Street, and the counties, I'm not sure what the county's doing with that, but as we've said before, we're just here to help anybody that wants to come and invest in the city of Sunbury. We also have a spot, next meeting, or if not next meeting, the first meeting in March, I'll have a proposal together for the partnership of Norfolk Southern and the city of Sunbury for blight removal. And that's about 7 different spots in the city of Sunbury, so we'll address them one at a time. And the other thing is that we have a possibility of a partnership in a recreation complex in North 4th Street. You know, we have a piece of ground up there we haven't developed. We have a rink there that might be willing to switch the skating park, not the skating park, but the rollerblades and the bicycle area over to that site. So we're just going to sort of promote that and market that as an opportunity for anybody who wants to invest into maybe a restaurant or whatever it may be up in that area, to tie in with our recreation with the number of people that we bring in that area, because that's by far, that's where we bring all the people in. So I think it might be a good situation to, and talk to Jim about. Again, it's nothing more than a partnership we're looking at. I think the partnership sort of makes people realize that we are truly not like some of the areas in our area that just they don't want development, they don't want whatever it may be, but we're willing to sit down and listen with anybody, anything that will improve the community, anything that will create jobs, anything that will make it improve our quality of life in Sunbury, we want to talk to you about. So you're going to see more marketing in that over the next couple of months and see more details. That's all I have. Nothing else? Well, thank everybody for coming. Yes, sir.
I'm the owner of 370 Market Street. I think last month, on January, the first month of the week, Mrs. Kramer was on the radio and mentioned about the building. And she said the owner, he don't know what's going to do about the building. And the building was floating and the smell sewage. The sewage smell from outside. I don't think anybody coming inside the building to see if it's the sewage smell inside. So the thing is, last month, the first week, you spoke about the generators of the Edison.
Yes.
Okay. The building is ready to welcome the generators to come in the building. So I don't know why, I'm not speaking English, I'm outsider too, but I love this town. And I've tried for 10 years now, 9 years, how many is. So, and I don't give up. So the thing is, if the Miss Kramer coming over there and going inside the building, if the sewer smell from outside, inside the building, maybe you can stand it. That's true? If the smell coming outside in the street, from the sewer, from the floating, I have it in 11 because water main was breaking on July 11, and about 3 houses of the building, and I think that's because the flooding of the building, because the water was not sure, it was clean crystal water.
Okay.
So, if anybody interested for the building, last month, they come in the N. Clark and meet for the image computer, something like to make it for the building. And if the generators, I thought they got place for the generators too. So the building is.
All right, well, let me answer this. First of all, there's nobody but pushing to get those generators out of the garage right than me.
No,
listen.
Last
So
hearing.
I would be more than willing, maybe some morning next week, I'll meet you, you just call down to City Hall, I'll buy the coffee and we'll go for a walk and look at it, see what it could be. I'm looking for anywhere to display them, so.
I'm waiting, and I pay already in the taxes over $150,000, and I want my dream to go through for the college. But if it can be college, it can be in a museum or something.
Well, and we don't have an answer. I'm not telling you we have an answer. I'm just telling you I'm willing to go down and look at this.
So to say in the area they got floating inside the sewage and the smell outside, nobody came inside the building to see the condition. The thing is, the basement, yes, destroyed because a lot of water coming, clean water. Was no sewage. And I pumped the water and I pumped the water, and after when they finished the water main, three, 4 houses of my building, the water stopped.
Okay. No, I'll take it as an invitation, and we'll go take a look at it, see if we can do anything. That's just one little part of it, but we're willing to look at that.
I'm not looking, like I said, for sin profits. I love this country, I love this town, and I want to die here. You know, I'm Greek American, and I'm 47 years in here.
Okay.
I don't learn English. My English is, you know, but I believe in something.
All right.
That
Thank
sounds
you
like
very
a
much.
great
Yeah,
partnership.
absolutely.
Thank you.
And-
Back what we're
and-
talking about, yeah.
And the sewer is pretty potent in that area.
We think we got where that was coming from. We think we got that
And that's been over the last several years, that it's really potent in
within
that
the
area.
last 2 months.
Oh, more than
pretty
that,
much realized
more than
it.
that, because I've reported it.
Okay, but there was a problem in one of the other stores further down Market Street.
Okay, thank you.
The
Chief, do you have
children
your hand
comment.
up, or somebody over here have their hand up? No?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Mark Gittens from Higher Hope International Ministries. I just want to inform the city council who are not aware, we did submit our preliminary land development plan for the constructing of building our new church on Market Street too. So we just kind of want to let you guys know and to kind of get as much support so that we could kind of move that along and get to the next phase. That we also gave the county their copies that is needed for also their approval. So please work with us as we're on a time limit too, so the better. And we've had a great experience with code, and also our sewer in my personal house broke down, and thank you for coming in the middle of the night and fixing it. I really appreciate it, so thank you.
Yep,
Where will
thank you
that
for your
location
investment.
be?
It's on Market Street where the old Checker Bar used to be.
Oh, great.
Anything else? Thank you, everybody, for coming. Meeting's adjourned. Sorry, I didn't say hi to anybody. On the train.